Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Tuesday, March 29th, 2016 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I am a warrior of light. And today we've got the moon in Sagittarius making many connections through the day. The moon in Sagittarius is going to connect to Mercury, to Jupiter, to Saturn, to Uranus, to Venus through the day. And we also have Mercury making several connections through the day, again, to the moon, to Saturn, and to Jupiter. So a lot of mind energy. This moon in Sagittarius wants us to expand and see the possibilities. And Mercury in Aries is ready to pop off and go. But there's something else. I'm going to come back around to that. But there's something else that's really interesting that's happening. We have Venus over the next couple days making some significant connections. We have Venus in Pisces today connecting to the South Node. Tomorrow connecting to Chiron. And after that connecting to Ceres. And South Node energy with Venus, which also means it's opposite the North Node. South Node energy is already been there, done that, worked through that. And it can show us some of our patterns that we're in now, kind of circling around in now, that maybe we've already done. So pay attention to anything around relationships that's coming up for you. Like for me, I've got both relationships from the past from this life coming up right now and past life relationships. And it's showing me things about myself, deeper things about myself, so that I can dig in a little deeper, get to know myself a little deeper, have a deeper relationship with myself. So just pay attention to anything that may be coming up for you around that energy and let it shift you, because with the connection to Chiron, we're healing deep wounds. And with this Pisces connection, Pisces is always has this level of karma and this level of connection. It's like that spider web of oneness, how we're all connected and all can tune into each other. So deep wounds are being healed in ourselves and in others. You got to pay attention. And that's where the moon in Sagittarius can definitely notice the patterns and notice the possibilities of how to expand beyond them. And Mercury, let Mercury work for you. Let your mind work for you in figuring out these patterns and moving through them. That being said, one of the greatest things you'll be able to utilize in this energy, in this Venus South Node energy, and then Venus Chiron tomorrow, is through your body. And Mercury, Mercury today, like I said, is connecting to Jupiter. It's also connecting to Saturn. We'll get into that. But this connection to Jupiter, it's an inconjunct. So that's kind of we're not seeing eye to eye. The mind thinks one thing and the body's like, hey, there's something else. Tune into your body. This is calling for balance, so don't totally dismiss the mind. This is at 15 degrees, so there's a mind-heart balance in this. Your mind is going to be helpful in this process, but first you got to feel through what your body's telling you, and it can be just as simple as yum or yuck. Move towards this, move away from this. Tuning into that and what your body is telling you will help you figure your way through this maze as you kind of pioneer your way out of any of these spirals, these patterns that you've made, into the new path. We also have Mercury connecting to Saturn later in the evening. And so Saturn, again, is asking us, how are we showing up? How are we maybe seeing through these patterns, through these old relationships, old beliefs that we maybe held that don't serve us anymore, that are not true for us anymore? So really be able to show up for yourself in this process. We also have the moon connecting to this Venus South Node thing. So the moon brings in the energy of our emotions. And again, moon in Sagittarius wants us to find the possibilities. We got to mention, I pulled the possibilities card in reverse. So you may feel trapped in those old patterns. You may feel like this just keeps happening again and again. You may feel like Groundhog Day, the movie. If you're feeling that, that is your call. Be like the eagle, fly on high. Be like, okay, I need to pull out from this pattern and look at this with eyes from a higher perspective. You may need to call on your helpers, your guides. You may need to call a good friend to help you say, hey, I'm working through this pattern. Show me what I'm doing. Sometimes we need to get outside help to really get into the energy of possibilities. There's also the energy of conditioning that's happening today. So this card, this is this lion who's put on the sheep costume. And so we've been these sheep. We've been following along, kind of following the patterns, and everything that's happening in the astro is popping us out, making us warriors of our own light, allowing our own light to shine. Are you still wearing the sheep costume, or are you allowing yourself to be the lion? And that always brings to light one of my favorite Rumi poems, "Roar, lion of the heart, and tear me open." And again, through this patterning, through this old conditioning, through what we know we have been, we can break through and break through the walls that we've put up. And finally, I put the friendliness card. And I'm likening this today to the body and the mind, letting them work together to help show you where you've been with these patterns. Because this breakthrough is definitely available, just got to be present. So that's it for today. Have a beautiful Tuesday. Book a reading if you want to dive further into what's going on in your chart. And I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.